for inviting me for today's seminar. So, as you said rightly, that government grants, there are so many government grants out there, and it's very difficult to like identify which grant is actually right for you. So, in order to understand how you can identify right scheme or right grant for you, how you can apply in this thing, how you can understand that what are the mistakes you should avoid when you are going for the government grants, and how what should be your strategies to win the grant, actually what it takes to convince the committee that your idea is best suited for this grant, that particular grant. Hello everyone, my name is Aditya Sareen. If I tell you about myself, I started my professional journey with biomedical device development from the premier institutes like AIMS Delhi and IIT Delhi, where I was working on the biomedical devices like cuffless BP monitoring device and bite force meters, syringe pumps, and gate platforms, designing indigenous platforms. So at that time, that was the starting of my professional career, where I got interested in this field and how to actually design the prototype from the very idea stage. So first comes the idea, and then you convert into a proof of concept, and then you take it to the prototype level, and then finally coming it to the MVP stage, and then taking it as a product. So, what is that journey? That is something I will be discussing here. And after that, after completing my two projects with AIMS and IIT Delhi, I started my own entrepreneurial journey for 2 years. And I worked on the one very business-oriented business side of toys trading. So that was my experience in entrepreneurship when I did that thing. So after that, I got an opportunity to be associated with startup ecosystem, where I worked with the SIIC IIT Kanpur. You all must have heard about SIIC IIT Kanpur. They are very they are really very good players in terms of startups, and they have come up with a lot of very good startup during the pandemic time. So if we talk about Noka Robotics, if we talk about Fool.co, I will be taking some of these examples during my PPT. And I've worked with them. I've worked for the government programs like BIG, EUY schemes for the college-going students. And also I've worked on the METI programs like Tide 2.0 and DST program, that is Nidhi Prayas and Nidhi EIR. So I'll be discussing a few of the grants in this PPT. And after that, I got an opportunity to work with Bionest UDSC, University of Delhi South Campus. And last year only, I worked with Atal Incubation Center, Amity Innovation Incubator, Noida, on a senior manager profile, and where I was working on the Atal Innovation Mission program. That was specially curated for the student entrepreneurship or early stage entrepreneurs. So this is my overall journey. I especially like to mentor the students. I like to mentor the early stage startup, helping them in refining their PPTs, helping them in designing the strategies, how they can how they can actually write their proposals when going for the government grants. So that is something I help the entrepreneurs. So without wasting further time, I would just start with my presentation. So today's topic, as you all know, apply for the government grant and win them. So here we are going to discuss the certain parameters, like what things you should do, what things to be avoided, how these government grants can be helpful for you, and how to identify these grants. And also we'll be discussing about 5 to 6 government grants, which will really help you to identify the right scheme for you. So I hope that everyone knows about the different types of funding. So what are grants and what are different types of fundings available? What is the basic difference? If anyone would like to give answer, what is grant and what are other types of funding? What is the actual meaning of the grant? If anyone would like to put their answer in the chat box, you can put. Meanwhile, I will explain this thing. So yeah. Okay, so grants are something which you can say these are the award monies, right? These are given to you when you complete your milestones, when you achieve your milestones in various time intervals, right? These are given to you. Grants are non-repayable in nature. Like you don't have to repay these grants to government. You don't have to repay these grants, right? You don't have to share any kind of equity with anyone. So these are non-diluting assets or grants or award monies which you get. So, and on the other hand, if we understand about the other types of fundings, like if we talk about equity model, there you are going to share your shareholding with the investor in when you are getting some getting some investment from the investor, you are going to share something in exchange. Similarly, in case of loans, you are going to repay those loans in average of the interest, some interest, 8 to 9% of loan you will be giving back to them. And if we talk about convertible debt, similarly, in case of convertible debts, we have in revenue exchange schemes, you have to share your shares in multiples. So all other schemes gives all other fundings. In those fundings, you have to repay. But in grants, you don't need to repay anything to the government. Even if you are finally failed also, then also it is okay. So government is not going to ask you that, okay, you give me this back, you give me this grant back to me. So it's okay to fail here. So when you complete your milestone, when you achieve your milestone, you will get this grant in various tranches. Now let us understand why these government grant matters. So as I have listed few points over here. So as I told, these are non-dilutive funding. So you are the 100% owner of your company. You are the like 100% owner. You don't have to share any equity with anyone. And this is something which secures you. You don't have to worry about that I have to repay this grant to anyone. So you can really focus on your startup. It gives you the credibility and recognition. What do we mean by this? So when you go for the government grants, you get this recognition from the government, or you are backed up by the government, which opens the door for you to go for the next investments from the private players. So when you go in front of the investors, they feel good, that they feel good about it, that you have been backed up by the governments. So somebody has recognized your potential, somebody has recognized your potential of the startup, right? So you get the credibility as well as recognition when you go for the government grants in your early stages. Then you mentorship and networks. When you apply for the grants, you get a lot of mentorship and network opportunity, because you get to associate with a lot of incubators. In that case, suppose if anyone of you is in the college and you are applying for the government grant, so obviously college incubator will give you a lot of mentorship opportunity. They will give you the lot of exposure of the experts and mentors and network around you, and they will take you to a lot of startup networking events where you will get to meet new people, where you will get to network a lot of good and you will get expert guidance from the people. So it allows you to get the mentorship. Then it fosters the innovation. So when you go for the government grant, it fosters the innovation. How? So when when the committee established, they always look for some kind of innovation or novelty in your grants, right? So they will, so you have to prepare your startup idea with some kind of novelty, with some kind of uniqueness into it. So it will allow you to foster the innovation. It will allow you to encourage the R&D part, right? Then it extends the financial runway. So what happens is, one way is to get the bootstrap, but by bootstrapping you cannot get everything. So when you get the government grant, you extend the financial runway, and it helps you to focus on the growth of your startup. How? So government grants gives you the allows you for certain budget heads. So in which, if you are making some prototype, you can you can really purchase some consumables for it. You can go for the equipments. You can buy equipments. You can do a lot of outreach activity with that grant. You can go for the IP filing through that grant. You can go for the incorporation of the company through that. So a lot of things, you get the opportunity to utilize some of the grant for the traveling part also. So so some of the grants, they allow certain these kinds of budgets. So that allows you to spend those budgets on your startup and for the betterment of your startup. Also, you get the validation budget heads also to validate your idea, to do the lab testing of your ideas. So it helps you in extending the financial runway. I hope I am clear with this slide. Now, moving to the next slide. So I have prepared this slide, who is eligible for the grant, by keeping in mind the common eligibility criteria. For different grants, there are different eligibility criteria, but in most of the cases, these criteria fits in. So when you're going for the grant, you should be having the registered startup with DPIIT. DPIIT is Department for Promotion of Industry Internal Trade. What you can do is, you can simply incorporate your company with these objectives. You can register your startup with the documentation on the DPIIT portal, and within a week time, you will get the DPIIT recognition certificate that will be having the startup number and recognition from the DPIIT. So that will make you eligible for the government grant. And through DPIIT, when you are registered with DPIIT, it will allow you to get lot of subsidies, lot of benefits in the startup ecosystem. So in terms of taxation, if we talk, so you get the benefit in terms of taxation, you get the benefit in terms of patent filing. So in protecting your idea and getting the IP rights, IP protection. So a lot of benefits are there for when you register for the registered with the DPIIT. Now, the age of your startup should not be more than 10 years. It should be less than 10 years, the incorporation date of your startup. Then the third point is, your startup turnover should not be 100 CR. So that is the criteria, common criteria. Startup will be considered as a startup if it is not more than, if it is less than 100 CR. So that should be the criteria. Turnover cap in any financial year, you should not be crossing the 100 CR. So you are eligible for the grant. So these are the common grant eligibility criteria. So your startup idea should be a sector specific. You must be solving some problem in any of the domains. Like if you are solving a problem in healthcare domain, you can opt for healthcare based grants. If you are solving a problem in tech domain, you can go for the tech domain grants, right? So I'll discuss about this later. What are the grants according to the specific sectors, right? Then stage of development, you can get the grants even on the ideation stage, on proof of concept stage, on prototype stage, on MVP stage also. So from ideation to growth stage, you can get the grants up to 7 CR. So there are certain schemes you are eligible. You can come up with the you can identify the stage of your startup, and then you can identify the scheme and you can apply. So you can become eligible. Then you must be a real problem solver. You must be coming up with some real life problem around you. So it should not be like any other traditional business. So you must be solving some real life problem that should have some impact. That should be impacting some, maybe it's a social impact or economic impact or global impact. So that will make you eligible for the startup grants, especially the government grants. Now, let us see what are the common mistakes which you can avoid to get the government grants. Like, so first, when you prepare proposal.
Aditya, sorry, there is a question in the chat.
Yeah.
Are there any, what about grant for ideation to prototype development? Is there anything that we get?
Yeah, I'm going to discuss that in the later slides. So, yeah. So I'll answer that question. So for current stage, for ideation stage, there are grants like Nidhi Prayas, and there are grants like EUGA grant. So I'll be discussing in detail about those grants and those who want to apply at ideation stage, right? So before that, let's see the common mistakes to avoid when you're going for the government grant. So what happens in most of the cases, we generally prepare our proposal in a very generic way. We don't really go with the guidelines of the grants. So suppose if you're going for a Startup India seed fund, or if you're going for the big grant, then what you should do is you should go on their portal. You should read about the guidelines of that particular grant, that what objectives it is demanding, like what are the actually objectives of those grant, what are the eligibility criteria, what are the funding they are providing, what is the timeline, what are the confidentiality clauses. So everything will be mentioned in that guidelines only. So you have to read the guidelines first and then prepare your proposal according to that grant. It should not be general. It should not be, you cannot do you have prepared your proposal and you are taking it for every scheme. You are applying with that grant for every scheme. So it doesn't work like that. So you have to create your grant. You have to prepare grant with the guidelines, according to the guidelines. Then when you are going for the grant, you should have some validation or some traction when you are going for the grant. So that is something people always do. That is a mistake which you do. You must be very ready with your R&D. You should always spend your time 3 to 4 months at least on your R&D before applying for any grant. Or you must meet the startup ecosystem enablers and incubators and private enablers to understand the idea, what you are doing, whether is it feasible or not, whether is it really solving some problem or not. And you must work on its R&D. You must reach out to people in the market. You must get some validation and traction about it. So that will help you in your grant journey, right? Then aligning proposal missions. So always align your always align your grants with the mission, like Stand Up India or Digital India, Startup India, and align it with the various impacts, like SDG goals, what SDG goals you are meeting, how you are impacting the society, and how you are creating jobs through this. So that will also help you in your proposal, right? Then the fourth mistake is, a lot of people come up with the weak IP strategies. So they don't really understand the power of the IP. They think that they will work on their grant idea, and in the later stages, after 1 year or 2 years, they will file an IP for it. No, it doesn't work like that. You should have very strong IP strategy for you. If you are, mainly if you are in tech domain, or if you are making some kind of prototype or product, then you should always protect your designs, your workable, or if it is a process, then you should really work hard on your IP strategies. That how you are going to file a patent for it, how you are going to file a trademark, or you are going to do the registration, various registrations on it. Then fourth point is missing documents. Like most of the time people miss the documentation part. So whenever you submit the documents, you don't submit it in the complete documents. Like you don't have the incorporation certificates, you don't have the patent certificates, you don't have DPIT certificates. You are not giving the proper financials about your project, of your idea. And even you are not discussing that, you're not even giving your timelines and milestones properly. So these are something which you have to take care when you are applying for the government grants. Then always apply before deadline, at least 2-3 days before the deadlines. So that is something people do a lot of time. People, when I was when I was an incubator, I also asked the people to apply before 2-3 days of the final deadline. So that gives you edge to do some kind of correction. So always apply before the deadlines. That is something you should take care of. Then incomplete financials. In your financial project slide, you are coming up with very vague and unrealistic financial projections. So that also led to the failure of the grant when you apply. And you should always be realistic about it, whether it is SAM, TAM, or whether whatever is your unit economics, that should be proper. So you should always take care of these things, because committee is sitting in front of you. They are going to ask you questions on that. So you have to take care of these things. Then weak team story. So most of the time, what happens that people apply for the grant and they don't involve right set of people, and right set of expertise with their team. So what happens is, if I talk about college going students, when they apply for a grant, they do this mistake always, that they come up with their friends and they apply, and both are doing the same kind of expertise. So always go with different type of expertise when you are going for the government grants, right? That will give an advantage to you. Always try to highlight the expertise. First, what you can do is give the photograph of your team member, then mention about the designation of your team member, and then mention about what role he or she is going to play in your company, right? So these are the common mistakes which you need to avoid when you are going for the government grants. Now let us look what is a step-by-step grant application process which you should follow. So these are again common steps. First, you have to identify the right scheme. How will you do that? By identifying the right stage, whether if you are at ideation or you are creating some POC or prototype or MVP or scaling your startup. So you must know the stage of your startup. First, identify the stage and then sector. Based on that sector, if life sciences, then go for direct programs. If tech domain, then go for tight programs. So always identify the right scheme. Then read the guidelines. As I told, guidelines will have each and everything. So yes, and then also check the eligibility criteria. In eligibility, don't miss the age criteria, because certain grants are up to certain age limit. So you have to also look at the age and what are the important eligibility criteria. Sometimes what happens is you apply blindly without looking at the objectives or without looking at the eligibility criteria, and end up with rejection of your grant. So keep checking about the eligibility as well. Then prepare your documents. In documents, your pitch deck should be ready. And in your pitch deck, your financial projections, your market size, your target customer, your IP strategies, your working strategy, your timeline, how much time you are going to complete each and every milestones, and what will be the deliverables you will be giving in your grant application, right? So these are something which you have to some documents which you have to submit when you are going for the government grant, right? Then submit the grant online before 2-3 days of the date, final date. Then prepare for the pitch or interview. So how you can prepare? You can engage with the your selected incubator. Ask the incubator team to help you in designing, in refining the your pitch, and incubator team will sit with you. They will help you with the various mock sessions. Always practice about frequently asked questions when you go for the grant, right? Grant proposal, always practice those things. Always do the mock sessions before you go for the grants. Then wait for the result, and it doesn't matter if you're not selected. Always ask for the feedback. If government is not replying, then you can go to the incubator, respective incubator, for the particular feedback. Okay, what went wrong and how I can improve my grant application. So always go for the feedback part, regardless what is the outcome. Now, what are the documents and information required? So again, DPIT certificates are required when you apply for the government grant. Most of the places, they are asking for these certificates, and which gives you the official status of your startup. Then pitch deck you should be ready with. Then financial models, market surveys, tractions, validations, right? Then prototype demo or link. If you don't have any handy prototype or physical prototype, then you can present some kind of simulation, and you can share that through the link. That is also acceptable in front of the committee. And if you have a startup video, that would be a very good advantage for you. And startup video, you can really showcase your vision, that with the storytelling and with the narrative, that okay, I am working on this, and this will solve this problem, and this will give the benefit to the society. So you must be ready with these kind of startup videos or links or business plans and pitch decks. Then team details. Always you should highlight the roles and expertise of your team, and then do the impact assessment, whether you are meeting, whether you are benefiting the society or not, or meeting some objectives, SDG objectives, or meeting some, you are creating some kind of impact. So that is something which grant committees look for when you apply for the grant. So before we look what actually is the evaluation criteria and what committee is looking for in your pitch and in your particular grant. So before that, let's do the quick revision. We discussed about the grant. What are the different differences between grants and what is the difference between the other types of funding? Then we discussed why government grant matters. Why is it important to go for the government grant when you are an early stage startup? Then what are the common eligibility criteria for your grant? Then what are the mistakes to avoid? So what things you should avoid and what things you should take care of. Then step by step grant process we discussed, how you can apply for the grant. So and then the document and information required. Now let us understand about the key evaluation criteria by grant panels. So before you present your idea in front of the committee, you should always understand this thing, that if it is a government grant, there will be committee will be formed with the expertise of one person will be from the government side will be there. One or two person will be from the incubator side will be there. There is going to be a technical expertise. There is expert. There is going to be a business expert, which will evaluate about your business part, and one will be a healthcare expert. Suppose if you are applying for the healthcare based startup. So these 4-5 panelists would be involved in this panels, and they will be evaluating you on these bases. So these are some of the criteria, but different grants have other criteria as well to judge, but these are the common criteria on which they are looking to judge you. And every criteria is with certain scores. Suppose innovation uniqueness is for 20 marks, team capabilities for 20 marks. So in this way, they prepare their sheet and they keep evaluating you on the basis of your presentation. So here I will explain you how you have to how they have to like you have to see what are the criteria. So first is uniqueness and innovation. So is your solution novel, or are you providing any uniqueness or innovative idea into it? Are you doing any additional innovation into your project? Suppose if you are working on some textile clothing, something clothing related idea, is your fabric innovative? Is your fabric have you done any kind of innovation in the dyes through which you color the fabric? So they will look for that innovation into your idea. So that will give you the innovation criteria will give you the marks for it. Then the very important criteria is the team capability. So how diverse is your team? How like what roles and expertise they are playing in your team. Suppose if you are having any co-founder with you, if you have any finance officer with you, if you are having any technical expertise expertise with you, if you are having mentors or not, if you have an advisory mentor or not, then if you have all these things, then this will give you an extra advantage when you go for the evaluation in front of the committee. So that will help you a lot in winning the grants. Then market potential and scalability. So always remember, whatever your idea is, it should have some uniqueness as well as it should have some commercialization potential into it. You should be coming up with some kind of commercialization potential and scalability into it. So that matters a lot when you go for the government grant. So ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि एक स्टेज पे आकर के वो रुक जाए और वो आगे स्केल ही ना हो पाए. And so you have to take care of these things when you go for the evaluation. Then what impact you are creating to the society, whether you are creating any jobs through your startup, whether you are creating any social impact, or so for example, if I talk about one of the startups during our IIT days, full.co, if you have listened, if you have heard about it. So the founder story is very connecting and very inspiring. That these two guys were sitting in front of the Ganga River, and people were dumping the temple flower waste into the Ganga River. So they thought, okay, can we do something about it? How can we clean this river? So what they did, they actually started collecting that temple flower waste, actually the temple flower, and started converting those temple flower with the help of mycelium, with the help of microbes, into the bioleathers. And also they are converting it into the incense sticks. So basically they are reducing this waste through the help of biotechnology. So in this way, they are creating the impact on the society. They are benefiting a lot of society, and they are hiring a lot of village people for doing that work. So in this way, they are impacting the society. So that helped them to acquire the BIG grant in the very first place. And they acquired that BIG grant, and through that, they converted their idea of POC into the product, and then finally took it to the next level. So nowadays, so right now they are making a revenue of 10 CR in financial year through their one product. That is a flagship product for them. That is incense sticks. And lot of investors like Alia Bhatt and lot of investors have invested in that company. So they have really grown from this. If you are coming up with the any impact on the society, then feasibility and implementation, whether your idea is feasible or not. So for this also I can give you example. So during the EU grant, one of the startup applied to us. They say that, sir, we are going to complete our project within 12 months period. We have these milestones, and these are the deliverables we are going to do. But what happened is they were not able to procure the instruments within for the next 6 months, and we were about to release the next tranche. So what happened is they were not able to complete their milestones in the timeline. So what happened is their next tranche got rejected, and finally their overall project was cancelled from BIRAC only. So they had to return every grant money back to us. So if it is not feasible, don't apply. Work on your idea, do proper research, and be sure about it whenever you apply for the grant. So it should be feasible. It should be well structured and stated, and should be workable within the timeline. Then traction and validation. This is something which evaluation committee will always see, that whether you have initial clients or not, whether you have talked to some of the customers or not. So always go and reach out to the customers in the market, reach out to people, reach out to clients, give them the service in free, get your product tested, and take some kind of traction. Even if it is 100 in number or 200 in number, that is fine. But they need some kind of proof or some kind of validation. Or you can get validation from the mentors or from the testing labs to validate your idea or proof of concept. So these are the evaluation criteria. I hope I'm able to clear this. Then what are the tips to make your proposal stand out? So again, when you are going in front of the committee, don't start by the problem statement. Always come up with the storytelling, come up with some kind of narrative. That should be true story, not made up story. So always be honest, and always try to connect with the committee first. They want to like really see how passionate you are, how you want to create impact on the society through your startup idea. Even if it is service or tech or technical or product based idea, so they really look for these things. Then your planning should be realistic. Again, within the timelines you should achieve it, and you should present it in that way. So proposal is different thing, and pitching is different thing. Both have the same content, but in different presentation manner. So that is something you have to learn when you apply for the grant. So first you fill the proposal. There's a proper format of the proposal given by the government grant committee, government grants, and there's a pitching format which they will give you according to their guidelines, right? So then your planning should be realistic. Then never use crisp language, never use jargons. Okay, we don't have any competitors, we will complete it in this much time, and we are going to do this and that. So एकदम इस तरीके से vague comments नहीं करने हैं, कुछ नहीं करना है. Be honest and always use clear easy language. बहुत टेक्निकल टर्म्स नहीं बोलने हैं कि जिससे कि दे विल फील कि यार ये तो समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, ये क्या टेक्निकल टर्म्स यूज कर रहे हैं. तो ऑलवेज यूज इजी लैंग्वेज, right? Then you should have clear impact metrics when you apply for the proposals. They really look for these impact metrics during the proposal. Then follow the guidelines strictly. Whatever is written in the guideline, whatever formats the guideline or particular grant is asking for, apply accordingly. If you want to add some extra slides to it, then put those slides after thank you slide in the backup slide. So you can prepare the backup slides, which you can show later if they ask some technical question, and don't involve it within that format which they have provided to you. So that is something you have to take care, that that will help you a lot when you apply for the government grant. And always highlight your pilots. Always show the traction, whether if you are doing some kind of pilot, whether you have received some letter of intents to the clients, or you have engaged some of the you have the user engagement on your portal, on your websites. So always show these things. So this will help you in making your proposal stand out, right? So before we move forward, I would just quickly introduce Bizowl. And Mr. Prashant, he is the whole sole owner of the and founder of the Bizowl. Bizowl is the one-stop platform for the startup growth. Basically, it's a startup ecosystem enabler. So I would just request Mr. Prashant to come and introduce himself and about Bizowl. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Aditya. Thank you everyone that you guys joined this efforts and initiative that we are trying to initiate here in this industry, because our ecosystem badly needs it. A lot of schemes are there, a lot of initiatives are there. Every day, every month, every week, government is like continuously announcing something new, but that is not going out to the public. And that is why even we have built a directory as well on our website. The link I think we have already given the chat. You can check that out later. So about me, I am Prashant. I don't usually like to call myself founder. I personally believe that I'm all just like you guys. I started my journey. I have stumbled. I have founded 3 startups so far. So I know the challenges, that everyone goes through in the 0 to 1 journey. I have previously closed one startup, so I know the pain point of that as well. So this was the overall reason and the motive behind that why I started Bizowl. So we are basically building a platform which not just focuses on the services, but enables everything which is required in the 0 to 1 journey, be it giving you the guidance, be it giving you the fundamental access of services, and be it giving you the access of digital services, or call it resources, call it AI tools. So basically, whatever you would be requiring in the future in your journey, we would be having that. So remember this name, because you are going to hear this very often in the market now, because that's what we are planning to do. We are building it for you. So whatever would be required in this journey, we would be providing that for you. I see one message of Gora Gupta. I was not looking at it, but how much Bizowl charge? So we are just trying to give it back to the community. We are not focusing on anything monetarily. Whatever you were doing outside already, you will do the same on the platform. They are not going to ask any money from you guys. You can simply use the platform, and once you will use the platform, you will know that for services that you were already buying outside, that's the same thing you will do here only. And apart from that, no money involved even for this, or even for anything. You just use the platform, get the value, uh, focus on your mission, focus on your idea, and just do something good. And whatever help you need in this journey, you can reach out to us, any panel member, even on me, or like even to me on the LinkedIn, even to Bizowl. So a lot of doors would be opening for you guys. And that's it about me. That I founded 2 startups. I come from a background, that I have mentored 50 plus startups so far in my journey through AICs, a lot of incubations, accelerators. But apart from that, I connect with the problem that everyone faces through, specifically in the tier 2 and tier 3 cities. People have so much resources in tier 1, but what about tier 2 and tier 3? That is why we are, coming up with this idea that, that a platform should have everything which is required in the 0 to 1 journey. So Aditya, I think that we are like you should continue with your presentation. We can add few more points later on, but the main goal of this webinar is to give value to the attendees. So just make sure that you just complete your presentation, and then guys, we would be having a Q&A session in the end. So whatever questions you have asked now, we will try to answer all of them. But let's see how much time can allow us. So Aditya, please continue.
Yeah, thank you, Prashant. Okay, so now we are here with the second part of the presentation. That is, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now we are going to discuss about some of the government funding programs or schemes. So here I have tried to show some of the schemes from the central government, some of the schemes from the state governments, and some sector specific grants. So I'll be discussing about the central government schemes, which are mostly the Startup India Seed Fund scheme, and direct schemes like BIG, EUA scheme, and DST schemes like Nidhi Prayas, Nidhi EIR, MITI schemes like TIE 2.0, and recently launched the Genesis, then MSME incubation scheme. So I'll be discussing about each and every scheme over here. So these are the basically the government grants, and also so grants you can also get from the incubators as well. They also keep running their cohorts. They also keep running their programs on like a monthly basis or a weekly basis. So you can also keep looking for the initial pre-grants from the incubators also. And I'll be discussing most of the central government schemes over here. So these grants are given for the ideation stage, for the prototype stage, for the scalability stage, and for go-to-market, for making your product commercializable. So these are the central grants which I am going to discuss here. So let us start with the biotechnology ignition grant. So this grant is given for the prototype proof of concept development or prototype development in the field of life science. So if you are working for the pharma product, if you are working on any medtech device, if you are working on any of the product that is related to healthcare. So for that thing, you can come up with this, you can apply for this grant called BIG grant. So in a year, there are total 2 calls which comes for the BIG grant. So every 6 months, now, right now, there's a grant, big call is going on. And I think the window is still open. So you can go, what you can do is you can really go on that www.birect.nic.in. There you can find all the Birect related grants and schemes which are available. Go through each and every grant and read their guidelines. So I'm going to discuss only one flagship initiative by the Birect. So this is basically from Department of Biotechnology. So DBT Birect scheme. Birect stands for Biotechnology Industry Research Assistance Council. That helps the biotech startups to boom, and like life science related startups to boom. So what is the funding duration? So it gives you the 50 lakh rupees, up to 50 lakh rupees grant, and for the period of 18 months. So in various tranches. So once you are completing your milestones, you will be getting these grants in the tranches, right? Then what is the eligibility criteria? Your startup should not be more than 3 or 5 years. So they keep changing their eligibility criteria. So you have to be updated with that when you go for any type of government grants. So if you are individual entrepreneur, that is also that makes you eligible. If you have a startup company, or then also you can apply. So these are the eligibility criteria for BIG program. Then what stage they support? They support the stages from ideation to convert your idea into POC and then taking it to the prototype stage. So also to scale your idea. So basically this is POC grant. So to convert your proof of concept into a prototype. Then what is the age limit? There is no age limit. So that is a best point about this. And there is no age limit. But startup age should not be more than startup age means incorporation stage should not be more than 5 years, right? What are the key focus areas? As I discussed, they also help in the diagnostics related field. They also help in the industrial biotech related startups as well. If you have an agri-tech idea, or if you are working in agriculture industry, you can also avail this grant. So one of the example I can take, you all must have seen Shark Tank India. They are one of our startup, or from IIT Kanpur, one of a startup called Sabji Koti or Saptarishi. They went, Nikki Jha. Nikki Jha was the person, and they were really designing this humidifier for this for which helps the vegetables not to ripe for the period of 40 days. So they are basically increasing the lifespan of the vegetables through their startup idea. So they also went to the startup Shark Tank India, and they also acquired this BIG program, BIG grant. And in the similar way, Keto India from Amity Innovation Incubator, they went to this Shark Tank India and acquired the funding of 1.4 CR from Aman Gupta. So you can go on there. You can go to YouTube and you can see about their pitches as well. So how they and they also acquired this BIG grant. So these are the people, those who have come up with their idea. They converted their idea into POC or prototype with the help of these early stage grants, and which help them in their journey to scale up further. Then what is the application process? As I told, you can go directly on to the BIRAC portal through birec.nic.in, and you can really see what are the guidelines and apply accordingly on their call. And procedure I have already discussed. So you apply for the grant. There will be some committee will be formed through the incubator, and they will evaluate your proposal, and finally you will get accepted or rejected during your presentation. After your presentation. And so this is about overall view about the BIRAC big scheme. Now let us discuss about the Startup India Seed Fund scheme. So this stage is for the early stage startups, so basically two types of fundings are giving. They are giving. So one is for the prototype funding, that is up to 20 lakh rupees, and the other one is for the market validation, go to market or commercialization level. So they are also helping the your startup in your early stage, as well as to scale up also, to commercialize your idea also. So Startup India Seed Fund scheme is sector agnostic. So they are providing you support in each and every domain. But mostly they focus on some sectors, but they are mostly sector agnostic. Then funding part, as I told, 20 lakhs up to for the POC and prototype, and 50 lakhs for product trial, market entry, commercialization. Eligibility, your startup should not be more than 2 years of age. It should be less than incorporated less than 2 years of age. So whatever I told you in the second slide, that was eligibility criteria. So those were the common eligibility criteria. But different schemes or different grants comes up with the different eligibility criteria. So you have to be aware about each and everything when you apply for the grant. So okay, then age we have discussed. Then key focus, tech, D2C, healthcare, agri-tech, and mostly the sector agnostics. And then application process, you can go to the Startup India portal, and you can apply directly from there. In the application, during the application, you will get the choice of selecting 3 incubators, and you can select the incubator, and you can apply with that portal. And once you are shortlisted, you will be allowed to present your presentation, and present your presentation in front of the committee. And then finally, if you are selected, it will be disbursed to you in certain period of time. So in case of BIG, how much time does it take? It takes around 3 to 6 months to disburse the complete grant, like first tranche. So initially it takes time. to disburse the grant in BIG, special BIG scheme. And in case of Startup India segment, it will take around 3 to 4 months. So everything they have to see, they have to really do the work for screening. Screening work takes time, so it takes time to disburse the grant also, right? Then one more life science related startup scheme, very good for the college going students or even those who have graduated from their college, is the EUS scheme, which I forgot to mention. EUS scheme is a scheme for undergraduate students, those who are studying, and for the graduate students, for postgraduate students, and for postdoc students. So the best part is that you are also getting some kind of fellowship for these programs. So if you are a student, you are getting a fellowship of around 2.5 K per month. And if you are an innovation fellow within that scheme, same scheme, you are getting 50,000 rupees of fellowship stipend. With that, you are getting 7.5 lakh rupees of grant. So if you have any idea, suppose if you are making some agri-based idea and you are involving some technical thing into it, so then it becomes the agri-tech idea. So EUA also allows that kind of idea. EUA helps you to develop your idea. So that is the ideation stage grant which you get. So and in the similar way, so that is a very good grant and it is going on. And only one call is there within a year. So in a year time, only one call comes and you can apply in that grant. And if you need any help related to that grant or this grant, I can help you. You can reach out to me with the help of Bizowl, or you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. So I'll be happy to help you with the grant, especially with these life science related grants or meaty grants. Then let us talk about the Tide 2.0. So Tide is the scheme which promotes the technical entrepreneurships related, mostly in the information and communication technology domains. So if you are making some IoT based startup idea, if you have some AI related startup idea, robotics or blockchain or AR, VR, fintech, agri-tech, medtech, anything which is involving any information technology or something communication related technologies. So it will make you eligible for that Tide grant. So nowadays Tide grant call is open with so there are total like more than 51 incubators, those who are selected for the Tide disbursement, Tide grant disbursement. So this grant allows you to work on these sectors. So under this grant, you get the funding of 4 lakh rupees for EIR, Tide EIR, and basically for EIR grant for POC development, and for and up to 7 lakh rupees for the prototype development. And also they give 40 lakh rupees for the scalability also. So which I have not mentioned over here. So if you will go to the incubators, they will tell you about these things, 4 lakh rupees and 7 lakh rupees of prototype grant. Then eligibility, early stage tech startups, entrepreneurs can apply for this grant, those who are working in these domains. Then age, there is no strict age limit, but they welcome the early stage startups, those who are in their early stages. Then application, you can so to apply for the government Tide grants, you can reach out to Tide centers through or you can go to the METI portal. You will find the Tide centers. What are the various Tide 2.0 centers? They will help you in applying for this particular grant, right? Then let us understand about the Nidhi program. So there are two types of, so Nidhi is from the Department of Science and Technology. Basically, it's an ideation program or early stage program for the development of the, if you are not, okay, if you are not incorporating your company. So before incorporating your company, you can go for this grant. You can really take help from the Nidhi Prayas, which gives you 10 lakh rupees of grant for the prototype development, early stage prototype development. And you can also get Nidhi EIR stipend, that is from 10,000 to 30,000 per month. So they also identify such startup, such individuals, those who are really passionate. So they also help the startups with the funding part also. Suppose if you are an individual entrepreneur and you are working on some EV related idea or EV bike or EV cycle you are working on. So in that case, what you can get a fellowship amount or a stipend amount by applying in Nidhi EIR program. So that so most of the incubator they also help you with they will help you with this Nidhi EIR program. And you can apply on DST portal on through the Nidhi Prayas centers, and there you will get the access to this Nidhi Prayas grant. Then eligibility, your startup, and you should be an Indian citizen. So for all the grants, there's a common eligibility that if you are a startup, if you have incorporated the company, then you should be holding at least 51% of the shareholding of your company, right? Then focus is mostly on the science and technology and the startup ideas which have the commercialization potential. So these are the things which they look for when they give you this kind of grants for your prototype development, right? In this category, the age should be less than 35. So again, as I told, that every grant have these different eligibility criteria. So for this, you should be like 35 years, less than 35 years of age. Now we have this Genesis program, ongoing Genesis program, mostly for the tier 2 and tier 3 cities. So Genesis program helps you from the very seed capital, pre-seed capital of 10 lakh rupees up to 1 CR, but on different levels. So if you are at POC stage or ideation stage or prototype stage, then you will be getting this 10 lakh rupees grant. Then then if you will grow accordingly, when you will grow on and when you will come on later stages of your or on the TR or on the upcoming TRLs, then you will get the more grants for the grant support from the Genesis, right? Then eligibility criteria. Your product should be focusing on, it should be digital product. So basically deep tech domain it is supporting, and the social impact innovations it is supporting. So deep tech ideas will be welcome for the Genesis program. Then it should be DPIT recognized, and it should be preferably in the early stages or prototype stages if you are going for 10 lakh rupees of grant. So Genesis is also an option for the tier 2, tier 3 startups, those who are in those states. So very good program for the startups. Then the key focus, again, deep tech related AI, IoT, AR, VR application, blockchain, cyber security, and edtech related solutions if you are working on. Then age, no specific age. Application process, you can go on MITI portal and you can see the incubators list, those who are supporting this Genesis scheme. So there will be again multi-level screening will be there, pitching sessions will be there, and your fund will be released in the various branches. Now let us see, once you submit your idea, once you submit your proposal, or once you submit your pitch, what to do? Once you submit your proposal, what things to be taken care of? So once you submit it, track the status of your application. So most of the time it happens that people really forget after submitting their proposal, they don't track their proposal. So if you are selected, you will get the intimation on the startup portal, right? They will release your name. They will come up with the list if you are selected or not, right? Similarly, it happens in most of these schemes. They release the results on their portal. So keep the track of the status. Then respond promptly. If the incubator team is coming to you and asking some queries, respond quickly, as quickly as possible, and never delay this thing, or never always be prompt about it. Then prepare for the pitch. So once you get selected, once you see your selection that you are selected, then shortlisted, then you should be always ready with your pitch, and you should take a lot of sessions with the mock sessions with the incubators, and be ready with your pitch. And keep the documents ready with you, and then request for the feedback, whether whatever is the outcome of your result. So always take the feedback from the incubator team. So that will help you. So always remember, persistence is the key. every application's learning opportunity. So even whatever is the result, you will keep learning. If you are getting rejected in your first attempt, you will learn something. So never think in this way that okay, I have applied, I got rejected, and now I will not apply. So keep learning and keep applying. Take the help of the mentors, take the help of the incubator team. They will help you. They are here to help you. So always be always go for it, right, to acquire your first grant. Then what are the key takeaways for the grant success? So as I told, apply early and apply strategically. Do your homework thoroughly. Uh, Go thoroughly. Don't wait for the last minute. Plan your applications and plan very strategically how you have to design your work plan, uh, uh, d- uh, how you have to show your milestones or deliverables. So everything should be planned beforehand. Then you need the leverage points. So whatever steps, whatever key points which I have given you, don't do those mistakes. Always highlight your strengths. Always highlight your team members, your expertise you have, and always give some unique leverage points for it, right? Then be competitive, and I'm sure that if you have a very good strategized and crafted application, you will get success. You will definitely be able to acquire your first grant. And even if you face any problems, we are here to help you, and we will help you with each and every step. So that we can do. We are always here, and don't worry, you will get success. Thank you so much. And now I would request everyone to join our founders community, that is the Bizowl community. So I would request everyone to scan this code and you can join the committee. Why? Because we are going to come up with lot of such sessions with different experts in various domains. We are going to discuss about other schemes also. We are not only discussing about schemes, we will help you with your business refinement. We will help you with your like whatever services you require. Bizowl is here to help you with those things. So thank you so much for staying with me, and thank you so much. Over to you, Neetu ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Aditya. Before we get into Q&A, Prashant, could you please quickly, oh, he's already shared the feedback. We would love to have your feedback so that we keep improving on these sessions. The agenda here, as Prashant was saying, is there's nothing monetary over here, but we want to ensure we're not just doing a session for the sake of doing a session. We're doing a session which is actually going to be beneficial for you. We would love if you could help us achieve that through your feedback. So for those who are waiting here patiently, Prashant, we have some, sorry, Aditya, we have some questions. Can I share that with you, and you would want to, we can talk about that?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Yeah.
I'm just going to go from the last question and work backwards. Can we get the recorded session, Neeraj? Yes, we will be sharing the recording because we realize there's a lot of important information that Aditya has shared. And I'm sure it must be difficult to capture everything. So we will make sure that this is available for you. Now there's some questions with this specific to an understanding. Okay, somebody asking for the QR code. Please share the
Yes,
QR
yes.
code, Aditya.
I'm sharing.
While we do that, let's answer. Now, there's some specific people wanting information about their specific industry. So we have Sanjeev Sharma asking, is there any grants for blockchain Web3 based applications?
So for blockchain, as I discussed, the grant is Tide 2.0. So if you are working on any technical or deep tech related idea, you can go for Tide programs like Genesis and MITI programs like Genesis and Tide. So you can look out and you can go for the various guidelines on their portals.
God, thank you so much for that, Aditya. Sanjeev, just for you to understand that there are going to be many more grants, but we will not be able to cover everything. For that,
right.
we have shared the links for the Bizowl. We have a list of all the grants, and you could also filter from there to see if that is if they identify the right grants, and those grants, that database, we are constantly updating it. Again, there is no cost attached to it. So you can just go there and make sure that you can access those grants. So please do make sure that you log in there and do that. What is this? We have, is there any scheme for textile related products? Mohan Raj Chandrasekharan is asking this. Textile related products, which is in the ideation stage, seeking fund for idea to prototype.
So again, I need to know what kind of innovation they are bringing on for this textile thing. So that is something I need to know. Then I can suggest.
Got that.
So for if it is a traditional textile related idea, then they can go for MSME schemes, any of those schemes.
Got that. Mohan, I hope that answers your question. Samrat, I see your hands raised. Can you just put your question in the chat, and we will come to that also. We have Aman Puneet asking, we are working in retail store of organic products. Are we eligible in the BIRAC scheme?
Organic product, yes, you are eligible for the BIRAC product.
Fantastic.
So there are certain schemes called Sitare scheme, where you can apply. You can also apply for the EU grants. You can apply for the BIG grants as well.
Got that. Okay. So Neeraj, I don't know, is not here. I think he's moved. Was she there? She said she's moved out. No, let me just see. Yeah, so Neeraj is moved out, but she had some questions. We'll answer that a little later because she's not here. Let's see. Gaurav, I think Prashant already said Bizowl is not charging anything, so you could do that. Ashwin wanted to know if we can provide a format of pitch deck which generally used for grants. Aditya, are these something which is already available?
So every grant, they have these guidelines, as I told. They always, so whenever you go for the grant application, they provide you that format. So the incubator team will give you that format. So if you still need the BIRAC format, that is available on their website. You can go on their website and you can see the format of the pitch.
Fantastic. Great. Then we have Rohan Randri asking, if a company is substituting an imported product or service and delivering at a lower price to India, to Indian customers, does it qualify as innovative?
No.
Definitely no, Rohan.
Yes.
Okay. Unless I don't know, I'm just top of my head, Aditya, unless they add something, another
Yes.
feature which is not there in the original one, right?
Right. If they are coming up with some technical advancement or innovativeness, then that is it. Then it is eligible.
Got that. So we've got Sanjeev, and there's one more connected question. Can we have a startup registered as LLC company?
LLP they are talking, right?
LLC is what they've written here.
LLC, in most of the cases, LLC, it's LLP.
Okay, it's LLP, okay.
Limited liability partnership. So I think most of the grants they don't allow this LLP. They always ask you to incorporate incorporate private limited.
A private limited. I think that was the other question somebody had asked, right? So does it have to be a private limited for us to get your DPIT certificates?
Yeah.
Now, Narayan had a very interesting question. If we already have registered startup on DPIT as one service, can we create another account on DPIT for another service that is under the same company we provide, or it has to be a different organization itself, or just add the service in the existing one? Where will it fall?
Okay. If you are having the one company, then you are applying with the for the one DPIs. I'm not sure about it, but it should have different organization, different companies should be there.
Correct.
So
Because DPIT is registered.
Prashant can answer this. Yeah.
Basically, for this, like to get a DPIT registration, you have to file with your CIN, and once you're registered, once you have registered an account with your CIN, then you cannot make another account on that CIN. You can change your email ID, but to verify that account, you need to put CIN. Once you will put that, it will tell you that you are already registered. So answer is no.
Got
Right.
it.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, Prashant. Abhishek Joshi says, hi, sir. I'm building a student accommodation company named Safe Haven Accommodations from Greater Noida. We are catering 30 students now and got registered in 2024 Jan as a private limited. I've spoken to various incubators and enablers, but I did not get any positive response. Are we eligible for any grant under government as we are in the prop tech business?
Which business? Sorry.
Prop tech, that's a property technology, no?
Property technology. Okay.
Hmm.
Real estate, property technology. Yes, you can get the grant from the tide. So you can try for that grant because you are involving some kind of technology or some kind of platform for the properties. So definitely you can try for the tide centers.
Got that.
And
Perfect.
STPI is one of
Yes.
the like well renowned name in the industry. When you are involved in tech, please keep looking at their challenges, keep looking at their grant, just subscribe to their LinkedIn page. You will get ample of the schemes which they are running.
Fantastic. Thank you
Right.
for that, Prashant. Khyati has a question. My venture is registered as an MSME. Do I still need to go for DPIIT registration?
DPIT is, I think Prashant can answer this. Prashant?
Yeah, DPIIT is mandatory in almost 90% everywhere. If it's specifically it's a MSME registered scheme, then maybe you are eligible for that. But apart from that, DPIIT is common among all the schemes which are available in our ecosystem.
Absolutely. So,
Yeah.
Khyati, just for you, MSME registration is a different one. That might be your Udyam certificate. That is different. Whereas DPIG, if you're looking for any of these government loans through the Startup India or any of them, then first thing they will ask is your DPIG certificate, so registration. So it's better for you to do both. That also leads us to our next question. Aditya, is DPIG registration paid?
Hmm.
Yes, you have to pay a certain 1,000 rupees for
Okay.
the certification, and it
Okay.
will come to you within a week time.
So it's a nominal 1,000 rupees.
Yeah,
So Aman Puni, that's your answer. And for
that's
Khyati
a
also,
government fee.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a small amount, so it's worth for you to put that thing. That's it, I think. We've already asked this. Um, Many companies call after registering a startup as a private limited, claiming they can help us in getting government grants. Should we trust them?
If they are really helping you in getting the grants, definitely why not? I think
Aditya, so sorry for cutting you in between. I think like the person earlier was asking for DPIIT certification, and for that government does not charge anything. I think the name was confusing.
Oh, okay. So no so no cost attached to DPIT certificate. So all the more reason for us to complete the registration and get that certificate any which ways, right?
Right.
So that is great. Thank you for that clarification, Prashant. So, guys, I don't think we can say whether you should trust somebody or not. They are real people who do help you in getting government grants, but there are also some people who are misusing this. Uh, would definitely ask you to do some kind of due diligence before you start engaging with them. Prashant, is something that you want to add over here?
Yeah, basically, it at the end depends like people are bad, people are good. At the end, it depends on you how you judge the person. So you have to be, very like while you are having the conversation with someone, while you are interacting with the company, while you're interacting with the mentor, you have to be the judge for yourself. You need to rely on your instinct. You need to look at the reviews and maybe just do some digging. And first of all, usually emphasize you guys are founders, so first of all, try doing something on your own. And when you are not able to do it, then get the help.
Thank you for that, Prashant. Dheeraj, I think you're not here, so I'll skip Dheeraj's question. Khyati's question, startups from which industries are most likely to get these grants? Aditya?
Yeah, so it depends again what sector you are choosing and what in which sector you are working on. So mostly life science related startups gets the opportunity for these BIRAC grants and so these are popular grants, right? BIG grants and Startup India Seed Fund scheme and TIDE schemes. These are really popular grants.
Okay. Kadat, I think that those were the earlier questions. I have other questions now. Most of the schemes and grants are for B2B. Is there any specific schemes for D2C, direct to consumers?
Prashant, you can answer this.
Prashant, are you there?
Yes, yes. Am I audible?
Yeah.
For D2C, grants might depend on a challenge, but specifically, government are currently focusing on mostly AI, drones, or dev tech on these kind of technologies. For D2C, you might look at some private venture studios. For example, D2C Insider is very well known, and they usually keep posting such events or whatever you call them. Like you get ample of opportunities by them, so you can follow them whatever platform you can follow them. But these are the type of companies you can rely them for challenges and grants. So, but for grants, companies are basically focusing on tech or something which is innovative that is coming out of in the sector of AI or something like that.
Got it. That also kind of, I think there's another question here. Any schemes available for drones and service-based apps or startups?
Ample of
So
schemes are there.
yeah.
Again, guys, if you're looking for specific schemes, like I said, we're not going to be able to cover all the schemes in one session. We already crossed the timeline today. Do go through the link that we have given you to download, to access all the different schemes which are there, and keep coming back for our next session where we will cover some other schemes. So based on your inputs, we'll keep, choosing the right schemes to talk about. Okay. Um, mm, mm, mm. I think for now we can we can close with this. Others are the same. I think most of them are questions around which specific domain, which specific industries. Again, I think for now, I will invite all of you whose questions are not answered to go. Prashant can just share the link once again where they can access the entire database of the various government grants, and you can use the filters there and choose.
Yes, yes, I'll do that. Why don't you guys do one thing? Whoever are available in the like meeting right now, webinar, please join the group. We would be sharing all these things there continuously,
Perfect.
like whatever new schemes are coming in the market, whatever things are happening in the ecosystem, something news or some like anything which is which can make an impact in your journey. We would be sharing that in the community. And as I said earlier, that don't think about monetary goals here. We are a true ecosystem enabler. You should be, happy enough that something coming is, like something coming in the market for you guys. We are founders building for the founders. Remember this line.
Perfect. Again, with that, thank you so much for the ones who've stayed and till the end. Really, really appreciate. For me, it's a great sign that how much you are ready to invest in growing your business. And that is exactly what Prashant and we are, Prashant, Aditya, and me are trying to build for all of you all also. So we look
Yeah.
forward to seeing you again in all our upcoming
We would love
webinars.
to connect with you all again in some
Yes.
other form.
Yes, definitely. In the WhatsApp groups, in the webinars, on our Bizowl platform, please keep engaging with us because that will help us engage with you all also. Thank you so much. Thank you, Aditya, for this wonderful,
Thank you.
detailed
Thank
information.
you, Adit.
Thank you so much for that. And
It was
thank you,
really
Prashant,
insightful.
yeah, for
Thank you.
organizing all of this. Thank you, Prashant.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much.